Hello guys, and welcome back to Tyler's Tech World. Today we will be restoring and cleaning and fixing a supposedly broken GTX 780 that I bought for $25, and don't drop it, you're not Linus, a inbox GTX 470. Now this one, according to the seller I bought it from, works, but he has flashed the card with a custom BIOS, so we will also be attempting to take that card back to its factory BIOS because I want to make a factory again, of course. So without further ado, let's pop these two cards into my test rig right behind me, and we will see what the deal is with them. Alright, so with my GTX 770 classified out of my test rig and with the GTX 780 in the system, we're going to power it on and see what happens. There's nice GeForce lights. We get... Aha! Okay, yeah, something's definitely wrong with this card. So, now that that's out of the way, yeah, we can power off the system. Because there's definitely something wrong with this thing. And now we are going to test the GTX 470. Hey, now let's see it boot into Windows. Okay, so now that I have the drivers installed, I am running Furmark, and it immediately spiked up to the mid-70s in temperature. What a surprise for Fermi. And there's the specs if you want to look at that. So what I'm going to do right now is just let this run, and after that we're going to attempt to repair this GTX 780. This is what it sounds like after only about 3 minutes in Furmark. Now for the exhaust. Cable. And my temperature was a maximum of 93°C. It stayed in at 92 degrees Celsius with a fan speed of 79%. My God. Either this thing needs a dusting, or that's just natural for Fermi. I'm guessing it's natural, but we're still going to clean it, of course. A new TIM and all that. I'm going to let it cool down, and in the process of that, we are going to repair this 780. Alright then, without any further ado, let's start taking apart this card. Alright. Cool. Now we just have two fragile connectors to undo. Cool. And all my thermal pads look to be in great shape still as well. Alright, and there's your very clean GTX 780 PCB. And as you can see right there, there's your GK110 graphics processor. And my oven went off. So now I will begin the process of preparing my graphics card to go into the oven. I will double check how long I will put it in there for, but I do know how to prepare it. So I will see you guys whenever. Okay, so now you can see the colors on a baking sheet with 4 tinfoil balls keeping it off the actual baking sheet. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to go put it in the oven, and it was my mistake. It's actually 390 degrees Fahrenheit, not 350. And for between 8 and 9 minutes. And then after it's done, of course, I just let it cool off naturally. So I'll see you guys then, because I actually have to watch this. And I can't do anything else while I was doing it, because I run the risk of something happening. Maybe, I don't think. And the graphics card is done. Off. Timer off. Move, cat. No, there's a hot oven there. I don't want you to get hurt. Oh yeah, that's hot. Ugh. Oh yeah, that smells hot. Alright. And the graphics card is done. Let's go bring it out to the garage, and this elf glove is missing something. So I'm getting real hot. Alright, so now that the graphics card is back on its aluminum foil balls, and I'm not being burned to death by my oven mitt, it will cool down naturally. And while we're doing that, we can clean off the GTX 470. Alright, let's get this GTX 470 out of its box. Wrong way. That end is still sealed. Okay. Pull that out. Gotta love EVGA products. Here we go. Alright, we have a warning, a driver disc, and a case badge, user's guide for a graphics card, a GTX 400 GPU poster, Molex to 6-pin, another one, and a DVI to VGA adapter. And of course, the card itself, the 470. Now when I showed you guys this working in my test rig, like over 30 minutes ago, it was still very warm when I took it out. It's still warm. Well, probably didn't help that it was in the box, but still. I'd expect it to be cooled off more than what it is. And this thing's still fairly warm to the touch after that long. So, this thing has tiny screws. Let's start by taking apart this graphics card. And this one already works, so all I need to do is basically just dust it, and that's about it. Dust it, repaste it, you know, the usual to a card. I'll see you guys when it's all taken apart. So, my dumb self didn't realize that the top part of this one just pops off, and I literally just took out, probably no lie, at least a dozen or so screws, if not more. I'm slightly miffed, because those are pretty hard to take out. But whatever, it's all good. Alright, and now here is the clean GTX 470 with your GF100 Fermi die. And to cool this beast, EVGA only put in a heatsink this big. I mean, I guess it's fine. It held it at like 92 degrees Celsius, which is hot. But, I mean, it obviously handled it. And also this card is apparently a flash BIOS. Which also, by the way, I decided I'm not going to be flashing back to stock because I don't want to. And now, how do you put thermal paste on a thing this big? Well, that's very simple. Let me get the zoom in. Sorry if the quality's bad. Only go up to 2 times optical zoom. I'm going to do the X method. That should be enough for Fermi. There. A fully clean Fermi. It's not clean yet. I'm gonna take a paper towel and some Windex to the outer shroud. Make this thing shine. Come on. There we go. Good. Bit of a different angle. There we go. quick wipe down. Nothing too fancy. Really? Ha! That was a unexpected peel. Gotta wipe that down. Make sure that stays nice and clean. Surprised he didn't take it off. The guy I bought it from was a pretty serious gamer. There's also one up here. Please tell me there is. Yes! Aha. And the last one, I believe, is on this piece. Yes. Nice. Now that is a clean Fermi. Backside a little bit. Just look at that. Nice, shiny GTX 470. Nice. So now let's check and see if my GTX 780 is cooled off. Oh yeah, that's cooled off. All right. That's really cool. Okay, come on, tripod. There. Now we can start reassembling the 780. Okay, I/O brackets back on. More thermal paste. For graphics cards, I like to do the X method. But for like CPUs and stuff, I do the dot method. That should be enough for Kepler. Okay, now we plug in our fan. I believe that is the fan. Nope, that's our green GeForce logo. And then we plug in our fan on the other side of the board, which gets slightly difficult because you can't really see what the heck you're doing. Alright, that's in. Now, there we go. Okay, now that that's back together, we can start putting the screws all back in. And that's going to take a while, so I'll see you guys when that's done. Alright, and the 780's put back together. Now, once again, this is getting a quick wipe down with some Windex. Especially around the GeForce logo. Can't have that looking all dirty. Alright. Got that much off of it. It's actually quite a lot. Quick brush. And that is a cleaned 780. Now we go put it back on my test rig, see if it works. Alright, boys and girls, the 780's back in my testing rig. See what happens. Nothing immediately blew up, that's good. Phooey, it still doesn't work. Well, that's all good. I don't know any other way to fix a graphics card. So I'm just going to say that it's dead. Officially. That's a real bummer. But it's at least a 780. I have one, just don't work. I paid 25 bucks for it, so I'm not really that mad. I also have a 470 over on the other table, so let's just yank this boy out of there, put the 470 back, and see what happens. Okay, let's see if the 470 still works. I guarantee it does, but let's see. Bingo. Seems to have settled in at around the same idle temperature, so let's test this thing. Give it a few minutes and I'll come back. Nope. Still settles in at 93 Celsius, but at least now you're not 94. Come on. We're back to a little tiny jet engine underneath my desk with this thing. What's my fan at? My god. My fan is now at 82%, higher than before. Alright guys, well I'm going to wrap up the video there. We successfully cleaned 2 graphics cards. The one that was broken, the 780, still not fixed, whatever. It's kind of cool for me to have just for myself. And the 470 works just fine. It's still running in this machine right back there. And then once I DDU the old driver, because it's an older version, I'm going to pop my 770 classified back in there, and we'll be all back to normal with that rig, hopefully. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Give it a like. You disliked it, give it a dislike. And also, like, subscribe, comment, and all that other good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.